Amen. As early as the 4th century BCE, Jews assembled in the temple responded Amen at the close of a doxology or other prayer uttered by a priest and Pharisees. This Jewish liturgical use of Amen was adopted by the Christians. But Jewish law also requires individuals to answer Amen whenever they hear a blessing recited, even in a non-liturgical setting. In the 4th century, Rome held authority over the region of Israel. During this time, Jerusalem was under Roman rule. This was a major trade route to Egypt. Could Egyptian mythology made its way into the early Jewish traditions? Yes. Ammonius was an Egyptian god. In the pantheon of Egyptian gods, Ammonius was tops. All of the other gods were viewed as extensions of Ammonius. He eventually evolved, during the short reign of a dynasty of kings known as the Amun-Hoteps, into being the one and only god. This is monotheism, one god, as opposed to polytheism, many gods. According to the Egyptian theology of the time, Ammonius was self-created and was worshipped as a transcendent deity. When the line of the Amun-Hoteps died out, the Egyptians returned quickly to their polytheistic pantheon. While the time in Canaan was 400-year Israelite slavery sojourn in Egypt, some think that the Amun-Hoteps were ruling for at least a portion of that time. Remember, there arose a pharaoh who knew not Joseph. Hence, there may well be a monotheistic connection in both Israeli and Egyptian theology. In addition, the use of the golden calf. This is significant because during their years of slavery, the Israelites lived side by side with the Egyptians. The Egyptians, Hebrews, and Greeks all had a word for contentment. The word for contentment is Ammon in Egyptian, Sipuk in Hebrew, and autarkia in Greek. What gets interesting is when we compare the Egyptian word Ammonius with the Greek word Amen, which is the word we often use to conclude our prayers. While the Egyptian word Ammonius means contentment, the Greek word Amen means truly, surely, or let it be. Interestingly, the Egyptians depicted a deity called Amen or Amon, represented by a ram. It was a god of life and reproduction. Ammonius was a major god in ancient Egyptian religion who possessed numerous roles. As a sun deity, he was the revealed one or the exposed one who was the father of many gods including Khonsu. His role as the sun god made him a widely worshipped Egyptian deity. He was particularly prominent in the Egyptian city of Thebes throughout the New Kingdom era. Thebians revered him as the king of the Egyptian pantheon, believing that he was the god that created everything at the beginning of time. Reverence of Ammonius shot up following his merger with another sun deity by the name of Ra. Ammonius Re, the creator god and king of Egyptian gods. With this merger, he earned a higher title, the self-created one. And in spite of his association with the sun, Egyptians still referred to him as the concealed god, a reference to his original features, as well as his association with air. Ammonius Ra was primarily in charge of maintaining peace and tranquility in the land of Egypt. Egyptians believed that he was the deity who upheld justice, truth, and order. The principles this god espoused were also known as the principles of Ma'at. For this, he was sometimes called the Lord of Truth. To the ancient Greeks, he was known as Ammon. He was the equivalent of their chief god, Zeus. Together, the two gods became the bearded Zeus Ammon. In ancient Rome, a similar thing happened. There was a god named Jupiter Ammon who had similar origin story and powers as that of Ammonius. Right up until the Ptolemaic era 305 BCE to 30 BCE, Egypt still worshipped Ammonius. Some scholars even state that his cult thrived up until the 5th century CE, when it made way for Christianity. This could explain how Ammonius made its way into the Talmud before the destruction of the Second Temple, as Ammonius went to Amen, showing respect and authority to this pagan Egyptian god within the Christian community as a whole. Other words to replace Amen with after a prayer: Shalom, thank you, blessings. Until next post, Shalom.